Okay, hello, so this is my first book review of 2020, so Happy New Year everyone. I'm going to be talking about the book Make Your Bed, Small Things That Can Change Your Life or Maybe Even the World by William McRaven. This is one that I've been looking at for ages now. I've been into personal development for a couple of years now. Those of you that follow my channel on YouTube, I review a book at least once a week, if not more often than that. In 2019 I read probably about close to 90 books. I haven't actually counted them all up exactly, but it's somewhere, last count was about 86, and I've read a few since then, so it's somewhere around 90. I absolutely love personal development. I love talking about personal development. I like reading other types of books as well. It's not just personal development, but that's kind of mainly what I talk about on this channel. And this book, Make Your Bed, by William McRaven, really good. It's only about an hour and 40 minutes. Listen on Audible. Really entertaining. He's an ex-Navy SEAL. He talks about some really interesting stories. It's always really interesting stories I find when it comes to Navy SEALs. I find it really motivating listening to their stuff. He just gives some really good advice. There's nothing massively new in here. If you're kind of experienced with personal development books, then a lot of stuff in this you will have read in other places. But I just wanted something to read or something to listen to going into 2020 after a couple of weeks sort of slacking a little bit over Christmas, kind of eating a bit too much and not doing quite as much exercise. I just wanted something sort of quick and motivating, and it's done the job for me exactly. It's kind of really kicked me back into gear, so I'm feeling really motivated now. He talks about some interesting concepts. He talks about the idea of accepting that in life you will sometimes be a sugar cookie, which is what the Navy SEALs mean when they talk about sometimes things just happen to you. You know, you might be doing your absolute best, your uniform might be perfect or whatever, but someone might come along and just still absolutely take a dump on you and kind of make life really difficult. They used to take them out in the sand dunes and get them soaking wet in their uniform, get them to roll around in sand until they were covered in sand and all over the body, and then they'd sort of keep them that way for the rest of the day, and that could be just for whatever reason, even if they're performing really well. So the idea of that is a sugar cookie. So he's basically saying that sometimes no matter how hard you try in life, sometimes life will just deal you a bad hand, and you just have to get used to getting on with that. And accepting failure from that point of view as well. Talks about standing up to the bullies, talks about the sharks. They're told when they're swimming off the coast there that there's all types of sharks out there. They reckon no one's actually been killed recently, but there are sharks out there, and they do say that if you see one, to stand your ground, summon all the sort of courage and strength that you've got and hit it on the nose to see it off, otherwise it'll take you out or be likely to take you out. So standing up to the bullies is another one that he talks about, which is really good. What else? He's talking really about the small things, paying attention to detail. So it's very much this idea of the title being Make Your Bed, which is something that I did. I started doing a long time ago, a couple of years ago. I never cared before about making my bed. I just used to leave it a right mess. But actually, it's true what Jordan Peterson says and what this guy says, that actually your environment's really important. And if you can't keep your environment organised and tidy, then that's kind of a reflection of your mind, really. So I find that when I get up, if I just do that one thing to start the day, if I just make my bed, just get it organised, get it looking good, I do just feel better about things. You might say that's a bit petty, it's a bit sad, but actually don't underestimate the small things. That's something I've learned a lot from personal development, and that's something he says in this book, is that, you know, if you can't take care of the small things, then how are you supposed to take care of the bigger stuff, which I think is really important. So yeah, he also talks about judging people. He talks about respecting everyone. He talks about judging people by the size of their heart, because he says that when he was in the Navy SEALs, he was in the boat with all the tall guys. And he says that the boat that used to go the fastest and used to win all the time was the one full of the small guys who were like, none of them were over 5'5". All the tall guys used to take the mickey out of them and laugh at the fact that they had tiny little flippers on their little feet and things like that. But actually, they had the biggest heart out of all of them, and they used to win all the competition basically and get in first. So yeah, he talks about not judging people, you know, like not judging a book by its cover. It's actually more about the size of the heart of the person. So really good. He's got stuff on YouTube. He's got millions of views on his speeches that he's made around the book, sort of giving the advice. They're really interesting to look at. Yeah, it's just a really easy one just to get back into the swing of things, like I say, after Christmas. If you just want to get motivated, you want to start hitting the ground running, getting organised, getting on, achieving, it's a really good book to listen to, so I highly recommend this one. Thanks a lot.